gives me great pleasure to address today's state-level credit seminar for the year 2024-25, which we at NABARD organize on an annual basis. On behalf of NABARD, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Honorable Governor Sir Gov La Ganesan for kindly agreeing to grace the seminar as the chief guest despite his many commitments. Thank you, sir. Your presence exemplifies your unwavering commitment to the advancement of our state, and we are truly honored by your participation. Since its inception in 1982, NABARD has been dedicated to fostering sustainable agriculture and rural prosperity through credit support, institutional development, and innovative initiatives. Today, our scope encompasses consultancy, venture capital funding to startups, green financing, social infrastructure, and other key domains in the rural ecosystem. You may be aware that in September of 2023, NABARD listed the country's first social impact bonds to the tune of 1,000 crore, which was oversubscribed by almost 3 times. The proceeds of these bonds are earmarked to finance or refinance new and existing social impact projects, especially for identified target populations such as low-income groups, the unemployed, and the vulnerable, thereby reflecting our commitment to rural development through all these initiatives.
Under Agro food processing, there is a gap in supply chain. To streamline that supply chain, Agro processing cluster and storage marketing infrastructure are also required. There are some critical sectoral gaps are there which require intervention both from state government and banks. These are strengthening of banks, recognizing FPOs, and diversification in agriculture to mitigate the risk, and encouraging commercial pisciculture. From bank side, we expect that financing to the agri term loan to be prioritized, and financing to the horticulture producers like fruits and vegetable, financing to FPOs and OFPOs, and financing to post-harvest infrastructure like cold storage and road towns. We also suggest that SCC should be extended in JLG mode to sharecropper, oral lessees, tenant and landless farmers.
While the bi-weekly Heart in Buro Village opens on Tuesdays and Fridays.
हमारे यहाँ बहुत फूड की मार्केट আছে তো এটা আমাদের বিশেষ দোয়া আছে পরিবে দাম আমাকে গরম করে একটা করবে পুরাই দিছে আর তো তখন 21 লাস্ট দাঁড়িয়ে তো করবে তো 21 আছে যখন আপনি তো মানে
It's beyond words actually. The kind of juicier and sweetest pineapples the state is growing, and so far it is having all the resources, oranges, you name anything, any kiwis, oranges, strawberries, it is growing everything. But I don't think we are having a proper marketing strategy for the local produce, and it is so far it is being sold in the local markets. It's not even properly or exported in an organized way. So we can play such a good role in facilitating the local farmers in getting their produce marketed outside the state. And I strongly believe that this will fetch such a good market internationally and domestically also. So we have a long way to go, and this focus papers that has been launched by Honorable Governor Sir is just a reference paper and guiding reference to us, to the bankers, that and we can set our targets individually. By individual banks we can set the targets much higher, and we can go a long way in facilitating the local producers.
Subsequently, to have more focus on agriculture as well as rural development, our agricultural credit department was taken out from RBI, along with there was an agriculture refinance and development corporation, and in 1982 NABARD came into existence. So there is an umbilical cord that connects RBI with NABARD, and this partnership will continue in the long run also. Like the previous speakers have said, the PLP that is formed by the NABARD is the document based on which the bankers come up with their ACP, and then we have a ACP for the whole state of Nagaland. And again, like Surabhi said, this is just the minimum that is to be achieved. There is no limit to what can be achieved. The potential is immense, and we at RBI are partners in this development. What we have seen is the economy is quite dependent on agriculture. There's a large workforce that is engaged in agricultural and allied activities. And though MSME takes a large chunk of the credit and the targets are overachieved, we feel that there is more potential in agriculture and lending to agriculture. I urge my banker friends to look into this and tap the untapped potential and achieve the targets that have been set.
Credit deposit ratio also has always been a matter of concern for the state government. The RBI benchmark is minimum 60%, but we always have been hovering with a figure of 40, 50 and so on. But fortunately, during the last quarter, that is December quarter, we have been able to hit the minimum RBI benchmark of 60%. Right now, ours is 61%. But if you look at the bank-wise performance, there are so many banks which have underperformed, and therefore, what we have to do is that whatever deposit the banks are getting, we must ensure that it goes back to the citizens of the state. And therefore, let us all give our best effort, especially the bankers, to ensure that we don't go down below the RBI benchmark. With these few words, I conclude my speech. Thank you.
We also have the poultry unit. This is our layer poultry farms, which serve purpose for meat purpose as well as for eggs. And the next one, we have the carpentry unit. This is our carpentry unit, as you can see in the picture. And also we have a media house called the Artifact Scan. Next one, yes, where we used to where we have photographies, graphic designings, printing of pamphlets, brochures, and other magazines as well, and multimedia purposes. So the next slide, we also procure coffee, and we are partnering with D Cafe Kohima and Blue Tokai. And this is our final product of roasted coffee beans from Samir, as you can see in the picture, the packaged coffee beans. So the next one, we have the custom hiring center like JCB. This is our earth mover and agri market linkage bus for farmers to market.
There's another component under the project on gender-based livelihood development. This is focused mainly on widows and female-headed households, where we have constructed pigsties where the flooring was made of concrete, and the support for CGI and the pigs and piglets were also supported through the project. Next slide. And under this program, there's a lot of capacity building also for our watershed committee as well as for the communities. So we have done a lot of trainings on operation and maintenance of all the assets that we have created, as well as on beekeeping, and then on vermicompost also we have conducted trainings. One of the most visible impact from this project is the increase in spring discharge. So during the baseline in 2019, for instance, if we look at one of the spring, Tikente spring in Gov La Village, in 2019 the spring discharge was just about 0.4 liters per minute.
These PLPs are a step towards decentralized credit planning with the objective of mapping the potential for development under priority sector with institutional credit support. The state focus paper, which was released today, is a compilation of all the district level data and indicates the state's total credit potential in priority sector. It also identifies sectoral constraints and suggests various measures to improve the ground level credit. I urge that the major issues flagged in the state focus paper may please be discussed and considered by the various government departments and banks with the objective to address those issues in a time-bound manner. Moreover, I call upon the State Level Bankers Committee to make all-out efforts to establish brick and mortar branches in the remaining 22 unbanked rural development blocks in the state, which will go a long way in furthering financial inclusion in the state. Agriculture remains the backbone of Nagaland's economy. The hard-working farmers of our state tirelessly contribute to our nation's food security and participate actively in the pursuit of agricultural innovation and sustainability. Yet, the challenges they face are manifold, from infrastructural deficits to market accessibility, and from the need for technological adaptation to the impacts of climate change. As the Governor of Nagaland, I have the privilege of witnessing the huge potential of our state holds for agricultural development. Our diverse agroclimatic conditions, various topography, and rich traditional knowledge create numerous opportunities for sustainable agricultural practices and innovating agriculture entrepreneurship. However, for potential to translate into prosperity, credit plays a critical role. Accessible and affordable credit not only boosts agricultural output, but also supports secondary activities and enterprises that form rural economic webs. By empowering our farmers with the credit facilities tailored to their unique needs, we facilitate a broader socio-economic upliftment of our rural areas. Also, I impress upon NABARD to set the right and realistic targets as per RBI guidelines and in consultation with the government of Nagaland. NABARD's initiatives in supporting credit flow in sectors such as infrastructure, self-help groups, joint liability groups, and farmers clubs have been commendable. Your efforts towards implementing government schemes, supporting rural innovation, and promoting financial inclusion are invaluable to our state's growth. On this occasion, I call upon NABARD, other banks, and financial institutions to work hand in hand with the state government to innovate solutions, customize credit products, and to resolve to foster an enabling environment for the financial empowerment of our agrarian and rural sectors. I am optimistic that the deliberations and interactions we have during the seminar will pave the way for an inclusive, sustainable, and bright future for the state of Nagaland. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Jaya Jaya Jaya